To my dear brothers and sisters, have you ever wondered why it is when sometimes calamity strikes? The great rabbis of Israel have always commanded us and encouraged us to check our mezuzot on our doors, to check our tefillin, to ensure that every letter is written correctly and the ink is not broken or faded. Similarly, when calamity, God forbid, should never happen, strikes a community, the rabbis have encouraged those communities to check the Sifrei Torah, the Bible scrolls, the Torah scrolls that are in the synagogues. Why is that the case? Why is it that we must be so careful and conscious of every single letter of the Torah, the mezuzot, and the tefillin? The answer for that is, as that it says, Istakel be'oraita bara alma, the Almighty looked in the Torah and created the world, which means that the Torah is the very blueprint of all of creation. It does not just mean that the Almighty created the world as a place to facilitate the observance of the Torah, but rather, as the Holy Baal Shem Tov says upon a verse in Tehillim, Le'olam Hashem, Dvarcha nitzav b'shamayim, forever your words are suspended in the heavens. The very words and utterances, the 10 utterances of creation that the Almighty recited in creating the heaven and earth, these are the Chatvin, the Chavbet Atvin de Oraita, these are the 22 letters of the Torah. And it is the energy contained therein that created the world, that infuses it with life and with light and with sustenance, and says the Baal Shem Tov, Le'olam Hashem dvarcha nitzav b'shamayim. Those words are forever suspended in the heavens and forever infuse the world with life, with light, and with sustenance. And since it is these very letters of the Torah that created the world and continually infuse the world with energy and with vitality, for this reason, we are extremely careful that every letter and every word in the Torah and on the mezuzot and the tefillin, which represents the very essence and life force and energy of our lives, are all correct and in its right place. There is an interesting story in the Gemara that says about one of the greatest scholars called Ben Zoma. And the sages chastised him for not being married. And he answered them back saying, Nafshi hashka b'Torah. My soul desires Torah. The Ben Yehoyada asks, what type of answer is that? So you desire Torah. We're still obligated to marry and have children. That is one of the 613 commandments. In fact, that is the very first commandment. Pru urvu, multiply and be many. How is it that the sages accepted his answer, Nafshi hashka b'Torah, my soul thirsts for Torah? The Ben Yehoyada answers and he explains, Nautz tchilatan besofan v'sofan betchilatan. The very first mitzvah and the very last mitzvah are interrelated. Since it is the very first mitzvah, the very first mitzvah is Pru Urvu, having children, bringing souls down to this world. And the very last mitzvah is V'ata kitvu lechem et hashira azot, write for yourselves this shirah, this song, meaning that every single person is obligated to write for himself a Sefer Torah, or to at least participate in the writing of the Sefer Torah, to publicize and to disseminate Torah. That is the last mitzvah. Says the Ben Yehoyada, the first mitzvah and the last mitzvah are interconnected, which means that the Torah itself is a source of bringing down souls to the world. And that the first mitzvah, which is bringing down souls to the world, is the very concept of life, and life comes from Torah itself. And therefore, we have now a very great opportunity. As it says in the Holy Zohar, Tlat kishrin mitkashrin da beda, there are three things that are intertwined and interconnected. Yisrael be'oraita ve'oraita be'kucha berichu. The Jewish people are connected and intertwined with the Torah, and the Torah is intertwined and connects us to the Almighty. And we may be in isolation, but through the Torah, the Jewish people are connected to the Torah, and the Torah to the Almighty. And since every single Jew is connected to the Torah, even though we may be in isolation, but the Torah itself unites us. The Torah itself infuses us with energy, with life, and with vitality. And for this reason, I encourage every single one of us to buy a letter in this uniting Sefer Torah for Australian Jewry, to ensure that we have our place in the Torah, a letter in this holy Sefer Torah. It will bring us life and vitality, for all energy comes forth from the letters, the holy letters of the Torah. And as it says in Shulchan Aruch, in the Code of Jewish Law, Hamagia afilo ot achat b'Sefer Torah, someone who corrects even one letter in the Sefer Torah, ki'ilu katva kula, it's as if he's written the whole Sefer Torah, which means that if you only fix one letter in the Sefer Torah, it's as if by doing so you've made the whole Sefer Torah kosher. It's as if you've written the whole Sefer Torah, you have the merit of the whole Sefer Torah. And we know the great merit of a Sefer Torah, as we spoke about. So too, if a person writes just one letter in the Sefer Torah, enabling for the Sefer Torah to be written, to be wholesome and complete, and thus unifying all Australian Jewry, no doubt this will bring upon us divine protection, divine blessings of life and of sustenance, of good health. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. I encourage everybody to buy one letter in this uniting Sefer Torah for Australian Jewry, and one for every member of their family. May Hashem bless us and protect us and bring us the righteous Redeemer speedily in our days. Amen ve'amen.